Hi, good morning. It's about 11 a.m. here. Oh God, so good. Hi. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jute Soup, aka YBA, and if you're seeing me for the first time, hi, nice to meet you. And if you're an OG, like you're always coming to my channel, I love you. See, let me just be vain and get it over with. This looks good. Are you guys seeing this lighting? Like, I just said this quick idea I had to film this video. Let me sit down here and film. And I'm sitting down. This is just such a random setup, by the way, and it looks so good. Okay, see, this is what happens when you film an impromptu video. You're just all over the place, but just bear with me. I feel like this is gonna be like a really great video. I've just finished sending a long voice note. See, if they want to give an award for best in sending long voice notes to people, I'm the one. It's me that will get that award. I love sending voice notes. I love receiving voice notes, but I don't know how to keep it short. It's like I have so much fun sending someone a voice note. Sometimes I send and it's just too long. In today's video, I want to share a few tips that I just shared with a friend of mine on the phone on how to help your toddler eat better. Most of the time, the mistakes we make when it comes to introducing food to our children starts from when you wean them. I have a video on weaning your baby. I'm gonna link the video up here. Make sure when you're done watching this one, you watch that video. Now let's get into it. My friend is having issues. She's got a 13-month-old. That's a year and 1 month. And her baby is not eating well. I've posted recently a bunch of videos of my last baby, who is 2. And if I've posted any video, if you've seen any of those videos, I think maybe I'm gonna put one of them up here somewhere. So my friend had seen this video and she's like, how did you get, Tutti to eat? I'm just gonna share my tips that I shared with her with you. So my very first tip is you need to prepare. Having your toddler eat very well, having them take to solids, semi-solids, having them take to your local food is not something that happens overnight. So you have to prepare. Preparation starts from as early as 6 months of life, like when your baby is 6 months old. Just, give them a taste. Testing can be what you do for the first 2 weeks. Just give them a taste. Some people will say you can even start from 4 months. I do not recommend 4 months. See, just wait for them to be ripe at that 6 months. Don't hurry from 4 months. And I know sometimes some children are ready. Look at what kind of child they are. There are some children that they love to eat. You see, even when they were on breast milk, they can eat. If you're on formula, you're buying like formula in cartons. You're not buying in pieces because this child eats a lot. That tells you something about that kind of child. There are also some children who don't eat a lot, but they do like food. They eat one very good feed and then, they settle down. So you have to know your child. All of this is what you do in the preparation stage, the kind of child you have. Some children like to eat in bits, small portions, but frequently. So the kind of child you have, I believe, will inform how you're going to introduce food to your child. My next point is start early. Use your hands first. I always like hands because, this is what nature gave us. Give the child a taste. So there's this thing I do with my children. Like that, once they turn 6 months, anything we're eating, I just put my hand in it and I just put at the tip of their tongue. Babies have this reflex they do where if anything touches, they do this thing, right? It's not like they're pushing the food out. They're tasting it. They're trying to get used to this new, system of eating. Now you're introducing spoons or something, to them. And it's a new utensil. It's a new form of delivery. First week or 2 does not have to be a full bowl of food. Start the baby gently. This baby has been on milk for a long time. Some mistakes some people make is you would give the baby 4 different types of things in a day. Peach, apple, oats, this, that. Calm down, one thing at a time. It can turn them off of eating and it can be hard for you to get them to become enthusiastic about food later. So I would recommend that you can start early but slowly. By the time you do it for about 2 weeks, you have an idea of what the baby likes, what the baby is not really a fan of. textures are different. Oats does not taste like pap. Pap is smooth. What do you want to sweeten your baby's food with? Is it with date powder? Is it with fresh dates? Is it with banana, like very ripe banana? Number 3 tip that I want to give you is please don't give up. Don't give up too easily. Even if now your baby is older, you've got a 1.5-year-old, a 2-year-old, you can start again. Children are, should I say, malleable at that age. You can teach them anything. You can have them, change their patterns. You just have to do it slowly. And you're their mommy, you're the daddy, put in the work and you will see results. The next point is do as I do, not do as I say. If you want your children to eat well, you yourself, you have to like food. And look, I'm not asking you to become a foodie like me. I'm a foodie. Anybody that knows me knows I like food. I love food. I love to cook. I like finding where they're selling food. I like to eat food that other people cooked. I like to eat food that I cooked. I see, all-round foodie. Present, ma. This does not guarantee because you're a foodie that you're going to get a child that likes food. But if you have a good relationship with food, if you show your kids that it's nice to try new things, and this has been happening all through the child's life, the child will be interested in food. Some people will make food for their kids and then they have like a different version on the side. Kids naturally want what you are eating. Is that thing you're eating that they want? Why is mommy having that? At least until they're old enough for you to explain, oh, maybe I'm on a diet, or I'm having this for health reasons. Try to have the exact same thing they're having, something similar. Sometimes I remember there's this apple and cinnamon sauce that I make when I'm weaning the babies. I love to eat it. It tastes so nice. I mean, it's baby food, but it's nice. Be involved in the eating. Let them see you eat. Let them watch you eat. Let them eat with you. Let eating be like a family event. Let it be something they're seeing you do, something they want to do, because kids like to copy us. That's the bottom line. Do as I do, not do as I say. Yeah, try to lead by example. Another tip that I have, try local dishes. I know that, we're in this new age, and when you go online, you see all this in my mind, and this doesn't mean anything. There's just no other way for the Yoruba woman in me to describe it. All these Oyinbo recipes, like the applesauce I said. I don't think my mother knew how to make applesauce when she was raising me, but it's nice. I'm not saying don't give your kids that, but there are some children that's not what they want. My daughter is happy when she sees ewedu. Like, she doesn't even need to see the swallow that will go with it. Ewedu as a soup. If you are not Nigerian ewedu is jute leaves, and when we make it, it draws. It's like slimy. It's green. It's packed with goodness. My daughter would, if she sees a bowl of ewedu on the countertop, she's 2. She would say, "Mommy, eat it, eat it, eat it." It's one of her favorite things to eat. My daughter likes anything that is draw soup. So she likes okra, she likes ogbono. These are Nigerian soups, by the way. When we moved here to Abidjan, we had plakali. I remember plakali is a local food here in Abidjan. There's a soup that comes with it. I honestly don't know what they used to make it, but my daughter liked it because it was draw soup. There's also a way they make okra here. There's a name for it, I forgot now. Because it's draw, and it doesn't taste like our own, but she likes it. So kids sometimes will surprise you. You need to find what texture does this child likes, and then find food in that area of that texture. So try local food. You might be shocked. Your child might just want to save you money. She doesn't want you buying Gerbers and all these other food brands. The baby wants you to give him akpu. Bring it out and give the baby. Just make it softer, a softer and lighter consistency for them, but give it to them. Try your hands on local foods. I highly recommend it. Another thing you can do to encourage your toddler or baby or your kids to eat is to get them involved in the process of making the food. Now, this particular point does not apply to a 6-month-old. I'm talking about from a year upwards. If you can bring their high chair into the kitchen, if you can put them, on top of the table while you dice food. You know how when we used to stay with our moms in the kitchen and they're making food and then they give you a piece or something while you're eating it. Also, they get to experience the aroma, of the food being made, being cooked. It's an immersive experience. Doing that helps with children liking food. My kids love to taste. My 2-year-old gives me a hand because I always tell them, oh, come help me taste this food, you know, and sometimes they hang out with me. A lot of times when I'm making food, I think the best person they hang out with the most is their dad. When their dad decides to cook, oh my God, they prefer to even hang out with him more than they like to hang out with me. And you know, my first daughter's specialty is tasting food. One of my kids did not used to like beans, but then, you know, she started to play with beans. So maybe I'm picking the beans, we'll stay, and she would just put her hand in the bowl of beans and do like this and play with it. And from there, she would watch me put it into the water, and then when it gets soft, as I'm tasting it, I'm like, help me taste it. And now she loves beans. Depending on their age, you know, that will determine how much involvement you want, but let them, you know, be a part of the cook. My final tip is not all children want to eat at the table or eat in a high chair. Some children just want to eat on the floor. Some want you to hold them while they eat. Some want to self-feed. There's some kids that before they turn 1, they want to feed themselves. Now, mealtime, especially for a baby or a toddler, is supposed to be messy. Now, some of us, because we don't want the mess, we're like, no, she'll pour it away, so I can't let her eat it by herself. I can't let him, he's going to sick. Your job is to find a way to make sure that your cleanup is easy. But let that child play. Some children need to play with the food. If you watch cooking shows, everything is a sensory affair. I'm talking like a foodie now. I know, I've told you people I love food. But you know, sometimes you like food that has a crunch. You want to hear it. Some babies like, you know, to crunch it and, you know, make a mess with it in their hands, and then they want to taste it. Now, if you don't allow the baby do the mess or make a mess, it's not gonna work out, you know. So children are different. Know your child. Pick up any of these points, see how you can, you know, build it into your routine. And I believe that, you know, you can make your child, if they don't have to, they won't become a foodie like me, but they will love to eat. Meal times will not be scary. Meal time will not be difficult, and meal times will not be, you know, too much for you or for them. And finally, I think I said finally before, this is the finally of the finally. Finally, don't be afraid, you know, of them vomiting. Babies generally, until they're about 1.5 years, 18 months, 12 to 18 months, they have a very terrible gag reflex. It's the reason why they spit up a lot. It's the reason why they can just be sleeping. If they eat too much, their stomach will send everything back. So when you're introducing new food and they throw it up, and then you're like, oh, she doesn't like the food, that might not be it. It could be just maybe it tickled the throat in a wrong way. So stop the feeding, clean them up, maybe have something they're familiar with, give it like a few hours or a day or two, try again. If you're handling a toddler, you know, the 2-year-olds, my daughter now, I think she's in the age where she has finally figured out that, oh, she can get certain reactions out of certain people. Sometimes if you're dealing with a child that age, well, you have to know your child, because some children, they will trick you and they're mischievous, and with those kids you have to, because you know them, you know how to handle them. So I hope that I've been able to give you a few points on how to help your child eat well, how to improve their appetite, how to basically just break them in when it comes to transitioning from milk, semi-solid to solid and proper food. Cheers to raising a happy and healthy family. Until I come your way again, my name is Yetunde, aka YBA. If you like this kind of content, oh yeah, go and subscribe now, and give me a thumbs up. Every time you like my videos, like when you watch it and then you hit the like button, it helps YouTube to suggest my videos to other people who are not seeing it already. So if, let's say, a percentage of my viewers like it, like a high percentage, what that tells YouTube is like, okay, most people who watch this video like it, and so let's suggest it to more people. But if a low percentage, like if I have, let's say, 500 views and just 20 people like it, YouTube is like, those are just our friends and family that are watching it. They don't really like it, they're just watching it for watching sake. So YouTube won't suggest my videos. So help your girl, okay? Until I come your way again, take care and have a good day. Bye-bye. I lost all my foam, guys. All the whipped cream. The foodie in me wants to go and add more, but common sense says don't. But it still tastes nice. I can taste the whipped cream. Okay, time to end this video. Bye-bye.